Welcome to our podcast. This is Mr. รัฐศาสตร์เกตแก้ว or Lawyer Mix from Dr. เกียรติศักดิ์ Law Institute and his lawyer team in collaboration with a Thailand and Partners law firm.
Hi everyone, Lawyer Mix here. And today we are going to talk about buying a villa or a house in Thailand. Buying a house in Thailand always requires the use of a property lawyer who can guide you through the legal process. Thai property law is complex and for the better part unregulated. When we speak of real estate transactions in Thailand, it is a usual connotation that the subject of the sale is land and house. However, under the Land Code of Thailand, there are restrictions on foreign ownership of lands, while foreigner ownership of land and its improvement thereon are not allowed. This rule holds exceptions provided that the following rules are observed. First, in case of a foreigner buying real estate in Thailand, the ownership of a house can be registered and transferred separately from the land where the house is built. Second, the transfer procedure must be in accordance with the Thai Civil and Commercial Code. Third, the transfer must be in writing. Fourth, the transfer must be registered with the Land Department branch or provincial office. Sale and transfer of ownership of an existing building separate from the land requires the current owner and buyer of the house to strictly conform with the standard procedure at the land office. Otherwise, the building is still legally owned by the developer or a third party who owns the land. But steps in how to buy a house in Thailand, let's look at the step 1. Finding a house in Thailand. Real estate in Thailand has taken off in the past decade or so, with more foreigners wishing to live here or make this country their second home. While many wish to own a house in Thailand, it is important that you consider the following when purchasing a house. Always make use of registered lawyer in Thailand and reputable estate agents. When taking advice on real estate in Thailand, their expertise will definitely help you find the best deal and protect your interests in acquiring real estate. And do some research about real estate terms and legal when you start your search for real estate in Thailand. This will broaden your choices on the type of properties and suitable areas and locations. Be aware that many of the problems that do arise when buying a house in Thailand can be avoided early on in property search. Make sure to delve into relevant regulations and pertinent laws. Step 2. Setting up your Thai company. Once you have decided which house you are going to purchase, always consult a lawyer before signing any document. Foreigners may not own a house in their name. However, their Thai registered company may own the house. There are different forms of business entities in Thailand. The most commonly used is a Thai limited company. There are certain business registration criteria for the limited company. The Thailand Amity Treaty is also still in existence for Americans, and there are also tax considerations of check corporate tax in Thailand if you are going to do more than own a house or need a Thai work permit. However, in this option, you must bear in mind that the company must carry on a legitimate business in order to be active, because inactive companies may be delisted from the business department. As a consequence, the assets of the company, including the house for instance, shall be liquidated. Step 3. Buying a house in Thailand. Once we registered your Thai limited company, we do the following amongst other property services. So consult our property lawyer today. They will do a title search and check the contracts before signing. The title search is deemed very important, as it is in this procedure that the buyer would ascertain that the seller is the rightful owner to the subject property. Also note the type of title deeds in Thailand. The following are categories of title deeds in Thailand. First one, freehold title deed. It's called Shanod or Nosa 4. This type of title grants the holder full rights over the land to deal with or to use it to the exclusion of others. Second, Nosa 3 Gor A. Land awaiting a full title is granted this document. This type of land may be sold, transferred, or mortgaged in the same manner as land with freehold title deed, as long as it is ready to be a full title deed. Third, Nosa 3 or Nosa 3. This differs from Nosa 3 Gor, as this title has not yet been measured by the land department. Hence, the line has not exact boundaries. Fourth, possessory right. This type of title deed is least recommended, as it has not been substantiated by the land department, but only with the local administrative office through tax payments. If you're buying a house of plan, you would need legal advice as to buying in pre-construction projects. There is also the cost of transfer for your condominium and Thailand property taxes. Use the property transfer calculator to check your fees payable. Always consult a reputable firm of attorneys before you embark on the process of buying a house in Thailand. If you're looking at the finance and obtaining a mortgage bond in Thailand, then call us for more details. Transfer of ownership. In the transfer of ownership of the house, the procedure shall be done at the land office. The land office is the only government authority in Thailand for the administration and completion of a transfer of ownership of a building. The following documents are required for the transfer. First, Thai home and official documents related to the real estate. Second, passports, ID cards of the owner and buyer. Third, land title deed. Fourth, house book. In Thai, it is called Tabian Ban. And fifth, building permit. The transfer of ownership of a house is as an immovable property subject to income withholding, personal or corporate income tax. Transfer fees, stamp duty, specific business tax calculated over the registered sale value or appraised value. The government assessed value of a house used by the land office depends, among others, on location, number of floors, floor space, and materials used. If you have legal questions related to buying real estate property in Thailand, please feel free to contact us.